Question 8 of exercise 7.1 is in right triangle ABC. ABC. This is the right triangle. Right triangle means one of the angle will be 90 degree. So it is given right angle at C. What do you mean by this? It means angle C. This complete angle is 90 degree. Now M is the midpoint of hypotenuse AB. I am just writing what is given. First of all, right angle at C means angle C is equal to 90 degree. Or I am in place of angle C, I am writing ACB. This complete angle is 90 degree. M is the midpoint of hypotenuse AB. M is the midpoint. Midpoint means this AM will be equal to BM. This is given. C is joined to M. This C is joined to M and produced to a point B. This is point B such that DM, this DM will be equal to CM. Okay, this DM is equal to CM. This is all that is given. Now, point D is joined to point B. Show that first part is triangle AMC. Where is triangle AMC? AMC. This triangle is congruent to BMD. BMD. These two triangles that we have to show that these two triangles are congruent. So first of all, see that in triangle AMC and triangle BMD, what is given just right? First of all, see that AM is equal to BM. It is given. Very good. Second thing is DM is equal to CM. CM is equal to DM. This is given. See from the figure in triangle AMC, this AM is equal to BM. This CM is equal to BM. So I have one side, I have another side. See, if you have two sides, then you can either apply triple S rule or you can apply SAS rule. So, if two lines are intersecting, then this pair of angle will be vertically opposite angles. I can write this angle AMC will be equal to angle BMD, and reason will be vertically opposite angles. So, which rule will be applied here? From which rule these two triangles will be congruent? Triangle AMC is congruent to triangle BMD and rule will be SAS. Side, then included angle and then side. Now see the second part. Second part is angle DBC is a right angle. You have to prove angle DBC is a right angle. It means angle DBC is equal to 90 degree. That we have to prove. You know the given is angle ACB. This is 90 degree. If I prove that these two lines are parallel, if I prove that AC is parallel to BD and this is a transversal line. See, these two lines are parallel. This is a transversal line. So sum of these two angles will be 180 degree and reason will be consecutive interior angles. And one angle is 90 degree, that is already given, so another will be 90 degree. Just we have to analyze what is given and from the given conditions how we can prove what we have to prove. We have to prove this angle is 90 degree and this is already given to be 90 degree. From this point I can see, or the thing that comes in my mind is if these two lines are parallel and this is a transversal line, so sum of these two angles will be 180 degree by consecutive interior angle. So the main point is now I have to show that these two lines are parallel. And how can I show that these two lines are parallel? See, these two triangles are congruent, and if these two triangles are congruent, it means all of the 6 corresponding parts will be equal. These two sides are already given to be equal. This side will be equal to this side. This angle will be equal to this angle by CP. So you can write in solution. You can write as triangle AMC is congruent to triangle by CP. If these two triangles are congruent, then this angle will be equal to this. Now, if these two angles are equal, see very carefully, if these two angles are equal and these are two lines, this is a transversal line. So, this pair of angle is making a alternate interior angle relation. See, these two lines are given. This is a transversal line. This angle is equal to this angle and these are alternate interior angle. So I can write after this step, but these two angles are alternate interior angles. And you know very well, if these two angles are alternate interior angles and if alternate interior angles are equal, then by the converse of the theorem you can say that these two lines will be parallel. So I can write line AC will be parallel to line BD by converse of theorem. And which theorem? Alternate interior axiom. So by converse of theorem you can write angle AC is parallel to BD. Now if AC and BD, these are two parallel lines and BC is a transversal line, so you can write angle ACB, this complete angle, plus angle DBC, this complete angle. Sum of these two angles will be 180 degree. After this step, I can write angle ACB plus angle DBC is equal to 180 degree. And reason is sum of consecutive interior angles is 180 degree. This is the reason. Now what is angle ACB? ACB is already given to be 90 degree. Right angle right C, it means ACB is already given to be 90 degree. So 90 degree plus angle DBC is equal to 180 degree. So from here you can write angle DBC is equal to 90 degree. And this was the thing that you have to prove. I am writing here, if you are not able to see, 90 degree plus DBC is equal to 180 degree. After this step you can write angle DBC is equal to 90 degree. And this was the step that we have to prove that DBC is a right angle. So we have proved that DBC is equal to 90 degree. Okay. Now see the third part. Third part is triangle DBC now. DBC. This complete triangle is congruent to triangle ACB. ACB. This complete triangle. So first of all, see that from these two triangles, this triangle and this triangle, base is BC. It means I can write BC is equal to BC. That is common. Now in triangle DBC, angle DBC is equal to angle ACB and each equal to 90 degree. You can write each equal to 90 degree. So you have one side, one angle, same way, one side and one angle. Now you need another thing that you have to prove is you have two conditions here. First is side, then angle. Now tell me which property you can apply. Either angle, if you are taking this angle of this particular triangle and from this triangle you have to take this angle. But there is no any relation between these two angles. So I cannot take this angle. If I am taking this angle, angle C, this angle is equal to, or from this triangle I can take this smaller angle. So if there is a relation between these two angles, then I can say. Or I can say that if BC is equal to AB, then I can prove that these two triangles are congruent. So tell me what will be the third relation so that I can prove that these two triangles are congruent. So now tell me which condition will be applied. First of all, see that from the very first part was we have to we proved that triangle AMC is congruent to triangle BMB. I am writing here, I proved triangle AMC is congruent to triangle BMB. And if these two triangles are congruent, I can write AC is equal to BD by CPCT. This was first part. Now we will apply this first part in third part as C. BC is equal to BC. This angle is equal to this complete angle, and this BD is equal to AC. BD, this line is equal to AC. BD is equal to AC. You can write from first part. So by side angle side or side angle side, you can prove that triangle DBC is congruent to triangle ACB, and reason is side angle side. Okay, just you have to use the condition from very first part. Now see, fourth part is we have to prove that CM is equal to half of AB. In previous part, that is in third part, we proved that this triangle BC is congruent to triangle ABC. From these two triangles, I can write this DC is equal to AB by CPCT. Solution is if triangle BDC and triangle ACB, these two triangles are congruent, then I can write AB is equal to CD. If this triangle is equal to this congruent, these two triangles are congruent, that we have already proved in fourth part, that triangle DBC, here I am writing triangle DBC and second triangle was ACB. These two triangles are congruent, then I can write AB is equal to CD. Now, if AB is equal to CD, I have to prove CM is equal to 1 by 2 of AB. So, I am putting AB as it is. I am not changing AB. In place of CD, can I write CM plus MD? Because this CD complete line is made up of these two parts, CM plus MD. So, in place of CD, I am writing CM plus MD. Now, what do you need in proof of fourth part? In fourth part, I need AB and I need CM. I need AB and I need CM. It means I have to remove this MD. Now, from the question, it is given that DM is equal to CM or MD is equal to MC. So, in place of MD, can I write MC or CM? In place of MD, I can write CM. So, AB will be equal to 2 times of CM, and finally it will imply CM is equal to 1 by 2 of AB. This is AB. This is the proof. The question number 8 was very good question. You have to practice this. You have to understand the concept. 3 to 4 concepts are applying in this only single question. So you need to practice the questions, you need to practice the concepts. If you are able to analyze the figure, if you are able to practice the questions, what is given, what we have to prove, what we have to apply, which rules can be applied, what are the possibilities, then easily you can do the question. So this was all about exercise 7.1.